Hi-oh YouTube, my name is Dexter and welcome to Dex Builds. For this project, we're talking about Kerrigan for Heroes of the Storm, namely Kerrigan's rework that's coming out next week. This is on the PTR. Also, this is not the first time I've looked at all of these talents. I looked at both Kerrigan and Brightwing's reworks yesterday. So, I'm kind of hesitant about this one because the last time that Kerrigan was reworked, it broke the game. It was when Chromie came out that Kerrigan got her last rework. But the other part of it is that after Chromie came out, Chromie came out and Kerrigan got her rework in the same day. What should have been Chromie's highlight week was Kerrigan's just rampage. There was nothing Kerrigan could not do that any other character could do better. Kerrigan was the be-all, end-all for those 2 or 3 weeks until they decided to nerf her. It was ridiculous. So I'm a little hesitant. I'm also not an authority on Kerrigan. I've not played the hero very much at all. I tried her a couple times, and I could never land the combo properly. I've since learned, I know how to do it. I understand the principle. It's the execution that I lack. So everything I'm about to say, while I am not a Kerrigan expert, I'd like to think I've learned what is and is not good. So we're gonna go. I'll just run over her abilities real quick. Her trait is Assimilation. Gain 15% of all damage dealt from basic attacks and abilities for 6 seconds as bonus shields. You gain double the amount for hitting heroes. It does have an upper limit. You can only get an X amount of extra shields, but any damage that you deal will make you more durable. It's shittier lifesteal, basically. Because you'll lose the health if you stop doing damage. A couple of her abilities, I believe all of her abilities have lost damage across the board. I don't know exactly, though. I didn't read all of the patch notes. But I know they've lowered the damage on Ravage, and they've lowered the damage on Primal Grasp, but given them extra utility. Ravage is a jump that used to have a longer range, but it now also has 2 charges with no cooldown in between using them. So jump there, jump there. No cooldown at all. That's the idea for Kerrigan. She's supposed to leapfrog her way through a team fight. And there's a talent she gets at level 7 that lets her do it even fucking better. And it's terrifying. Her W button is called Impaling Blades. Impaling Blades? Yeah, Impaling Blades. And it's just, you mark an area, and then it stuns anybody inside that area. And lastly, her other ability that got changed was Primal Grasp. You put out a big claw and pull it back to you. The Primal Grasp never used to explode for damage. It also doesn't deal damage on its own, or at least I don't think it used to deal damage. I mean, it's always done damage, but you don't use it for damage. You use it to set people up. The idea is that you put down your Impaling Blades and then pull people into it. That's how it's supposed to work, but I was not good at it, so I never bothered playing Kerrigan. Because that's the one thing that Kerrigan needs. Or that's the one thing you need to know how to do as Kerrigan. The other added benefit is they've given it a small explosion after you pull people in. You've got 2.5 seconds to stick by someone before the damage explodes. And it's roughly 30% more auto attack damage as magic damage. Because I don't know why this is grayed out, but it is. Whoops, okay, now it's up the top corner. I don't know why this is all grayed out, but it is. But I do 124 damage every auto attack. This explodes for 180, which is, wait, no, that's 50% more auto attack damage, because that's half. I don't think it maintains that distance. I don't think it maintains 60% bonus auto attack damage as magic damage, but throughout the entire game. But you explode for damage after you pull people in. That's the idea. And I did that backwards. You put down the stun, and then you pull people into it. That's the Kerrigan combo. You jump in, you put down your big ring of blades, you pull people back into it, and you call it a day. You probably kill them because it does a ton of damage. But that's Kerrigan. That's how Kerrigan's supposed to be played. Again, I'm not an authority on Kerrigan. I've never once claimed to be an authority on Kerrigan. But we are going to jump all the way up to level 20. I want to see if it does maintain that 60% damage. So that's 263. You explode for 395. I'm bad at math. 260 to 400. That's 160 damage. Roughly over half, or roughly, yeah, it's bonus damage. Just know it does more damage. It does more damage. So we're going to take a look at the talents. Like I said, I looked at them yesterday, just a quick overview of them. But I did look at them. So I'm just going to hammer them all out super quick, tell you what I would go with, and feel free to tell me that I'm an idiot because I don't know how to play Kerrigan. I don't know what I'm doing as Kerrigan. I can't drive that fact home hard enough. I have no idea what would be good for this character because I don't play them. I'm very hesitant to say that this is not going to break the game because I only have one other reference point, which is when they reworked Kerrigan the last time, and she dominated the game. And they had the dumbest fucking reason for it. Admittedly, it was the dive meta, and Kerrigan is a dive hero, but it was dive tank meta. Not just any hero that can get into a fight is going to do strong. It was the dive tank. Dive tanks were really strong. Anubrak, Muradin, Diablo, I know that there are others. I don't want to say Stitches, because Stitches is a reverse dive. You don't go to them, you bring one person to your team. It's reverse dive. But they gave Kerrigan a rework during the dive tank meta, because they, in their own words, Kerrigan's a dive hero, and we want her to see her back in the meta. That was the only reason. And I hated it. So it was not a fun 2 or 3 weeks, however long it took them to nerf her. But let us get into the talents, so I can stop bitching about stuff. Kerrigan hasn't gained too many new talents. They've just reworked previously existing ones and cycled where you get them and what level they come at. They changed Siphoning Impact. Siphoning Impact used to be... another thing about the jump, which I'll go over here in a second. Siphoning Impact gives you more shields. It allows you to get your max shields faster, which is not a bad thing. 15% of 230, or 290, that's like 30-ish, 32-ish energy shields on top of 198 or 197. When at level 20 your max shields is 2,000, that gets you 10% of your max shields just by taking Siphoning Impact. It's hardly a bad thing. There was a caveat to siphoning, or to Ravage, I guess it's called. If you kill something, or if something dies within 1.5 seconds of you jumping to it, you get the mana back, and you restore 1 charge. Ravage used to be, it was, like I said, on a longer range. You had, it had the 1.5 second grace period, but you had to kill something within that 1.5 seconds to get it back. Siphoning Impact used to be just a flat 10% of your max health every time you killed something with Ravage. If you're able to continuously do it over and over again in a minion wave, you could get all of your health back in a matter of seconds. I played against a Kerrigan yesterday as Kael'thas. I thought I was doing really well in lane. I chunked off somewhere around 80% of her health in a full combo. She hit Q 6 times, got all the health I took off of her back immediately, and then jumped to me. She didn't kill me, which is surprising, because Kerrigan is Kael'thas' direct counter, but yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of fun. So this one is whatever health damage you do to Kerrigan will stick, because she's not getting her health back, she's getting shields, which is pretty much the same thing, but they time out after a while. Assimilation Mastery has been changed. It also comes earlier. I think it comes 1 or 2 talent tiers earlier. I don't remember if it was a level 7 talent or a level 4 talent, but it used to just double the duration that your shields would last for and increase your health regen and mana regen by 100% for as long as they were active. This one now is Healing Globes. On top of restoring your health, also give you shields over its duration. 88 points of shields per second. while it's active, on top of giving you your bonus health and mana regen, which isn't bad. If you want to play Kerrigan as a jungler, just roam around, because that's what Kerrigan's really good at. Kerrigan's good at taking merc camps. I don't think she can take a boss by herself, but she's really good at taking mercenary camps and ganking lanes. That's her bread and butter. Assimilation Mastery will help you do that a little bit better. And Fury of the Storm is, or Fury of the Swarm, not Storm. Fury of the Swarm is a little weird. Gain 10% more assimilation shields from basic attacks. After casting Ravage, Kerrigan's next 2 basic attacks within 3 seconds splash for 100% of their damage around the target. Oh, wait, no, I understand how this could work. I understand how that could work. There's a talent you get at level 7, I think. Yeah, 7. That lets you get away with that really easily. So, it's not bad. It's not bad. If you if you don't need to land your stun yourself, I don't see a problem with taking Fury of the Swarm. I think I would go with Assimilation Mastery because I like it, and I'm stuck in my ways and I refuse to change. I can understand how Fury of the Swarm would be powerful, which will come at level 7. There's really only one... In my mind, there's only one choice at level 7, and it's ridiculous. It is the entire reason why you would take Fury of the Swarm. But I like Assimilation Mastery. Siphoning Impact, I think, might be... I don't know. You got your choice. You really have your choices when it comes to level 1 talents. But I think whatever talent you take at level 1 sets up what the rest of your build is going to be. Because these two pair phenomenally with a talent that comes at level 7. Because that's... I think Siphoning Impact would be the way to go. I still think Siphoning Impact is the way to go. But at level 7, I'll explain why these two work so well with the talent at level 7. But I'll take Siphoning Impact. I really don't think there's any other choice at this level either. Sharpened Blades. Minions and heroes that die within 1.5 seconds of being hit by Ravage increase its damage up to 50. Minions grant 0.5 damage, heroes grant 5 damage. After reaching 50 damage, gain an additional 50 damage. So, at level 20, if you have that maxed out, your jumps do 400 damage. You can get up to 2 of them. Or, if you take the talent at level 7 that I'm going to take, up to 5 of them. Admittedly, you can't use them on the same target, but it's 400 damage to an entire enemy team, which I fail to see how that could be bad. Kinetic Fulmination is interesting. Dealing damage to enemy heroes, or to just enemies. Damaging an enemy increases the damage of Kerrigan's next Impaling Blaze within 10 seconds by 15%, up to 150% bonus damage. So if you hit something 10 times, if you hit anything 10 times, I want to see something really quick. I just want to see if Fury of the Swarm works with Kinetic Fulmination. Let's toggle minions. Anything that you hurt will get you... I'm going to hide that real quick. Anything that you hurt will get you a stack of... Yes, it does count. Okay. So, if you take Fury of the Swarm, I don't see how Kinetic Fulmination will be a bad idea. I don't think it's going to end up being more damage than the, whatever it's called, than Sharpened Blades, but I could be wrong. It's also a lot harder to hit than Sharpened Blades. Keep in mind, Kerrigan is not that good at taking mercenary, or laning. She's decent. She can do it. It's not what she wants to be doing, but she can do it. But I still think I'd go with Sharpened Blades. And then Psionic Pulse. Primal Grasp explodes a second time after 2.5 seconds after its first explosion. So 5 seconds for 395 damage twice at level 20. It's not bad, but you really have to stick to somebody like a Tick to get anything out of it. So I think Sharpened Blades is the way to go, because it'll make what you want, or what you should be doing as Kerrigan, a little bit better and easier, because you'll do more damage more consistently. But I'm going to take Siphoning Impact and Sharpened Blades. There's really only one choice at this level for me. I could be way off base, but Boundless Fury. Hitting an enemy hero with Ravage grants another charge of Ravage, but can only occur once on one hero every 10 seconds. So let's just say this is without cooldowns toggle off. Just keep in mind. Unos, dos, tres, cuatros. The only thing that happened there is that I can't jump to the same guy twice. You can leapfrog through an entire enemy team every 10 seconds. Genji, eat your fucking heart out. On top of that, you also get another charge, because the first jump counts as a charge, and then it'll give you one back. So you can jump through an entire enemy team and then go back to the guy you started with. So, like this. Jump, 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 and then back to that dude. You get to pump out a lot of damage to an entire enemy team, and if you had taken Fury of the Swarm, your auto attacks will splash for area damage. On top of, I mean, if you've taken Kinetic Fulmination and are able to keep the enemies in an area, Fury of the Swarm, Kinetic Fulmination, and Boundless Fury make for a ridiculously potent combo. It's astounding. The other choices are Queen of Blades. Damaging an enemy hero with Primal Grasp reduces Ravage's cooldown by 4 seconds. I don't know if that applies to...
Choose a talent.
I don't know if that means per hero, but we're going to find out. So... Oh, it does count. I think it counts per hero. I'm fairly certain it counts per hero. We're going to find out. We're going to toggle cooldowns just to get both of them back. Jump, jump, jump. And we're going to pull in. Nope, it only counts for... I guess I really only did hit one person. Never mind. Let's toggle that again. Okay, so we're going to jump to you, jump to that guy, jump to that dude. And then we're going to pull everybody in. Yeah, I think it counts per hero hit. Okay. I couldn't tell you for certain, though. We're gonna... I want to test this one last time. Toggle cooldowns just to get all my stuff back, all my mana back. So jump to that guy twice in a row. Pulling that dude, so that's 4 seconds off. Toggle cooldowns just to get everything back. Jump, jump. Hit those guys. Okay, it does count per hero hit. Okay. We know this now. If you're able to hit multiple heroes, you're able to get multiple cooldown, or multiple instances of 4 seconds off of your jumps. So, Queen of Blades, not terrible, but I really only think Boundless Fury is the choice to go. And Bladed Momentum is basic attacks reduce your cooldowns against enemy heroes by 0.6 seconds. And it's your basic cooldowns. You don't get your ultimate cooldowns off this. They did change Summon Ultralisk, which I think everybody's going to be going for now. It doesn't tell me how much damage the Ultralisk does or how long he lasts for, which is, I find that kind of annoying. It's a little bothersome for me. But the way the Ultralisk works now is, it used to be you'd point and click on a target, and then you'd throw out the Ultralisk. He'd just come out. You'd click on him, and an Ultralisk would show up. And he would just hound that one person until you told him to do something different. The new Ultralisk is a skill shot that stuns people on impact. It's got a half-second charge-up, or half-second wind-up time, but it does 550 damage at level 20 on impact and stuns the target for a half-second. Which I think would make landing that a little bit easier. I guess you want to put... And then he sticks around and does apparently level 20, 219 damage every auto attack and splashes for area damage. I really, having absolutely no knowledge of the StarCraft franchise, I really like Ultralisks. I really enjoy them. I think they're neat looking. I've heard for a while, I heard for a while in StarCraft 2 they were absolutely pointless. There was a professional player, I forget his name, but he used to. He was quoted as saying, "Ultralisks are a fantastic way to blow all your resources and then lose the game." But Kerrigan's other ultimate is called Maelstrom. Deal 162 damage to everything nearby per second for 7 seconds. Looks a little something like this. I'm sure you've all seen it if you've played Heroes of the Storm for any length of time. You've seen a Kerrigan jump on your team and do this. Jump in and then Lightning Storm. They did rework her ultimate, the level 20 upgrade for it, which I find very odd. But they reworked it, and it's interesting. I'll get to that when we get to it, though. But at level 13, you've got Psionic Barrier. Each enemy hero hit by Primal Grasp grants 15 spell armor for 4 seconds. So, you hit people, you pull people in, you land your combo, because I did it backwards. You land your combo, let's say you get 2 people, you take 30% less damage from spells. Excuse me, it's not terrible. It's not a bad choice. It'll let you face tank a little bit easier. Excuse me, oh goodness, I don't know what this is. But it'll let you face tank a little bit easier against specifically a full mage composition. Let's say you're up against a Blaze, Kael'thas, who else does a lot of magic damage? Leeming, a Brightwing, let's go with, and a, what's another tank that does a lot of magic damage? Let's say a Diablo. I know Diablo isn't primarily magic damage, but I'm going to say that he is for this scenario. If you can hit at least 2 people, you take 30% less damage, which is never a bad thing. I don't think I have to explain how taking less damage from, or taking less magic damage from a mage's primary source of damage output is a bad thing. I think that Chrysalis is the way to go, but I also do like Volatile Power. Increase the amount of assimilation shield that you gain by dealing damage by an additional 15%, but half the duration that they last for. So you're able to get to your max shields faster, but they last half as long, which I don't think is it's an interesting trade-off, and if you end fights immediately, then it's a fantastic choice. If your team has consistently been removing the entire enemy team in under 5 seconds, if you've just got a shit ton of burst on your team, Volatile Power is never a bad thing, because it'll let you be bulkier for the time that you need it, because you're able to get more shields quicker, but you don't need them to last any time at all. And then lastly, Chrysalis, which is Kerrigan's own version of Ice Block, but it has a health bar? Activate to place Kerrigan in a Chrysalis with 1200 health at level 20. Not a lot of health, admittedly, not a lot of health, but it lasts for 5 seconds. While inside, Kerrigan regenerates 5% of her max health per second. Enemies can destroy the Chrysalis to end its effect early. You can use this to get yourself out of a lot of shit. Let's say you're up against a Kael'thas, and for whatever reason he decided to take Pyroblast. You can put yourself in a Chrysalis just before the Pyroblast hits you and be perfectly fine. And get, I guess, a couple ticks of health back, because it lasts 5 seconds. It does have very little health, though, and it's on a 90-second cooldown. It's weird. It's weird. I don't think it's a bad choice. Out of this level, I think it would probably be the best choice, because, like I said, it's kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card, if you know what you're doing. It's Ice Block, but with a health bar, instead of just complete invulnerability. I'd still take Chrysalis. I like it. Chrysalis is interesting. But level 16 talents, again, I only think there's one choice here, Unbridled Energy, but I do understand how mounting potency can be very effective. Ravage grants 5% spell power for 4 seconds, up to 40. So let's say you're on a map that has a lot of small monsters as its objective, like the Infernal Shrines. You can jump between 8 minions to get all of your mana back, or to get all your potencies, or all your mounting potency stacks, and then jump to the team fight with your Boundless Fury and deal 100% more, or 100 more damage on top of having 5 jumps instead of only 2, on top of each jump doing 40% more damage. That's the only place that I can see that actually working in. You could make it work in the Haunted Mines, but it'd be a lot harder to do because you'd have to know where the enemy team was when you're jumping between the minions, or you'd have to be fighting in the middle of a lane. I can see how it would work. It's the actual execution that I'm a little weirded out by. And then there's Painful Spikes. Hitting an enemy hero, or enemies hit by impaling blades, take an additional 164 damage the next 6 times Kerrigan does damage to them within 5 seconds. Which I don't know how you'd do that. I guess you'd pull people in, you'd put that down, you pull them in, and then you jump to them and then slap them around a little bit, maybe hit your ultimate. That's about the only way I can think of that working, which isn't bad. It's pretty much what you should be doing as Kerrigan, but it just seems really weird. It seems really hard to me to get the maximum amount of damage out of it unless Kerrigan attacks a lot faster than I realize. Because it just says damage. It doesn't say how you hurt them. It just says the next time they take damage if you can hit them with your spikes. So it'd be, you pull them into that, so that's one hit, then you jump to them, then you explode, then you auto attack them a couple times. It's weird. It definitely helps you with your comboing. But Unbridled Energy, damaging an enemy hero with a heroic ability, grants 30% spell power for 4 seconds. I really think this should be a level 20 upgrade. I really do. It doesn't matter what ultimate you take. You will get the benefit from it as soon as you hit anybody with it. So, let's say, I don't know, Maelstrom. It goes from 2... It goes up real fucking quick. And there's an upgrade that you... Oh, wait, I didn't actually take it. Whoops. I'll just, So it was doing 81 damage... Oh, shit. Okay, it was doing 81 damage a tick. There, I'm going to take Maelstrom again. Chrysalis. Unbridled Energy. It was doing 81 damage a tick for... How long? 7 seconds? 7 seconds. So we are going to take... So it does 81, 105 to everything nearby. Keep in mind that I'm also getting 30% of the shields because these guys, I think, count as heroes. 30% of the shields for just hanging out. Kerrigan can get basically 2/3 of her health bar as extra shields if she does it right. So, definitely an interesting scenario. Yeah. I really do think Unbridled Energy should be a level 20 upgrade, but that's just me. Painful Spikes. I don't think Painful Spikes is that good. I think the only choices here are Unbridled Energy or Mounting Potency. But Mounting Potency is going to be very, very, very hard to get the most out of. Excuse me. Because you have to jump to 8 separate things, which really only happens on the Infernal Shrines or in the middle of a lane, or near a lane. But you'll refresh the spell power every time you hit somebody with Ravage. So it also lets you do more damage. I really do think Mounting Potency, it's strong, but its applications are very limited. But like I said, if you go to the Infernal Shrines, there's no reason to not take it, because it'll just help you murder the objective by yourself even faster. That is one of Kerrigan's best maps, the Infernal Shrines, because she can, under the right circumstances, do the objective by herself in less time than most teams can. It's ridiculous. And then level 20 upgrades. I like... Omega Storm got changed. It used to be, it would increase the radius, the damage, and the shields generated. But this one increases duration of Maelstrom by 0.125 seconds every time it damages an enemy hero. Long story short, less math for you to do because I tried this yesterday. If you're hitting 4 heroes with Maelstrom, you can maintain its duration. It's ridiculous. Keep in mind, you have to hit 4 heroes to get it to work, but even if you're only hitting 3, it's still more damage and more duration on your big damage dealer. Torisk is unchanged. I just wish they would change Torisk, but the Ultralisk turns it back into an egg whenever it dies. If the egg does not die within 4 seconds, it creates a new full health Ultralisk. So you've got 4 seconds in between the time that the Ultralisk dies to when the egg rehatches to get rid of them, on top of however long the Ultralisk lasts for. They might as well just reword this and say the Ultralisk lasts until it dies and then turns into an egg where it'll regen from the egg. If the egg dies, then the Ultralisk is gone, but the Ultralisk is on a 80-second cooldown. And I think it ticks down the entire time it's active. No, it doesn't. Never mind. It does not tick down the entire time it's active. I just wish they'd change Torisk. I wish they would give you a little bit longer, like 6 seconds to kill the egg. Or something similar. I know the Ultralisk isn't that popular, but every once in a while, there's that one game where taking the Ultralisk is the go-to, and Torisk makes it insufferable to deal with. And then there's the Assimilation Blade. Damaging an enemy increases basic attack damage by 2% up to 40 for 5 seconds, which, would pair nicely with Fury of the Swarm if you took that one, which would pair nicely with Sharpened Blades and Boundless Fury, or not Queen of Blades, or Kinetic Fulmination. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. And then Psionic Shift, which is Kerrigan's version of Bolt of the Storm, because a while ago they decided that a lot of characters getting Bolt of the Storm, they didn't like that. They didn't like how the Bolt of the Storm was being used primarily as a defensive tool and not an engagement tool as they thought it should be. So they gave a bunch of characters their own version of it. Kerrigan's version is she blinks forward, does 110 damage to all nearby enemies, and generates 300% of the assimilation shields. Or she generates 300% of the damage that she dealt as assimilation shields, instead of 15% of 111. So you get 330 shields for every hero that you hit whenever you blink, in whatever direction you decide to blink in. It's on a 70-second cooldown as opposed to a 90-second cooldown for normal Bolt of the Storm. But I don't think it's a bad choice. I think I would take Assimilation Blades just because I like doing more damage, and it's basically, for the tail end of a fight, you're hitting harder than you normally would. If you take Fury of the Swarm, there's really no reason to not take this unless you really want to upgrade whatever ultimate you took. Really, all of her choices at level 20 are great, but it pairs really, really well with Fury of the Swarm, because you'll be gaining 10% more shields from your basic attacks, which will splash for everything in the area for 3 seconds. Or rather, your next 2 attacks within 3 seconds splash in the area and do more damage. I feel like it would apply. I feel like hitting multiple targets would apply assimilation stacks. We're going to find out. Fury of the Swarm, Kinetic Fulmination, Boundless Fury, Maelstrom, Chrysalis. Fuck, we'll try Painful Spikes. And I'll try Assimilation. I'll try this one. So, there's 1. There's 2. Oh, it's not. Oh, I'm not hitting the entire enemy. Okay. That's why that didn't work. Gotcha. Alright. Complete quests. Toggle cooldown. That's what I want. I want to pull people in. I want to pull this dude in. Jump to his friend. It does count. Okay. Or maybe that was the, How high does that go? Oh. Right. I get 20 stacks. Never mind. I thought it was a little bit faster than that. So I'll just pull that guy in. Whap. Whap. Alright, I need to wait for that to actually time out. So I'm just gonna pull these guys in real quick. I'll just tag them all real quick. I don't think it applies. I really don't. I could be wrong though. I'm pretty sure that meter there is my shields. Yeah, okay, so that yellow bar under my health is my shield meter. Gotcha. So we are just gonna we're gonna jump to that dude. Oh wait, no, I didn't want to pull. I wanted to pull them this direction. I want to pull them towards me. So we're gonna jump. Okay, it does not reach. Damn it. So I want to wait for that to time out again. I'm sorry, I'm bad at testing this. I want to pull you all in, and I want to jump. It does count. Okay. We now know this. Yeah, I can kind of see how Painful Spikes would work. Because you stun the dude, and then you jump to him, and then you take bonus damage every time you hurt them. Yeah. I forgot I had toggle cooldowns. But I still, looking at Assimilation Blades, never mind. It takes too long to stack that with auto attack. So I would take either Sonic Shift or whatever ultimate upgrade you would go with. I think Sonic Shift might be the one to go with, because it would make you more difficult to lock down, basically. Because on top of your jumping through an entire enemy team, and your Chrysalis giving you a get-out-of-jail-free card. Oh yeah, I didn't actually show you what it looked like. Bam! Oh wait. Chrysalis. Boom. I cannot end it myself. Okay, that's interesting. Sonic Shift though. We're just gonna blink forward. But yeah, Sonic Shift just lets you jump around a little bit better. I'm not really looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to dealing with new Kerrigan. I'm really not. But that is the build I would go with. Just a lot of jumps. A lot of jumps. Because it's really hard to hit somebody who doesn't want to stop moving. Genji or Tracer. And Kerrigan will get more jumps than anybody in this game should have. It's gonna be ridiculous dealing with her. I'm really not looking forward to it. She might deal piss off for damage, but I'm not looking forward to it anyways. But there we go. That's the build that I would go with. I think I did a pretty decent job of talking about everything. If I didn't, feel free to let me know. Give me any critiques, criticisms, constructive feedback that you want, or just tell me I'm a fucking loser and needs to go get a life. I'm okay with it. Whatever you want to tell me, I'm pretty sure I can handle. And I apologize about the noise outside. It's really hot in here today, and I wanted to have my windows open, and I live right on the road, pretty much the main road in and out of my town, so there's a lot of traffic. Well, not a lot of traffic, but there's a lot of, like, large vehicle traffic, like a lot of transports or flatbeds. But yeah, I'm gonna go. For those of you who are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, but if not, then carry on your merry way. But for the rest of you ramblers, I will catch you all next time with another Dex builds, where I will definitely be talking about Brightwing, because she's also getting reworked, and I kind of like the Brightwing rework. I'm not a Brightwing player, but I'm gonna go, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody. This has been a ton of fun.